I just want to give a little bit information to both Kavita and Sujana who have joined the session here today about Aria University. Aria University is a VASC accredited university, and we have six different programs with regards to arts and languages. And Sanskrit is one of them. We have been offering courses in diploma and certificate in Sanskrit for a couple of years now. But masters, we just started like 2.5 years ago, and we are very proud to say that. And we have like the most distinguished faculty in Sanskrit department. And Anupama Raili Garu is the head of the department, and she's leading the Sanskrit department. So any questions with regards to Sanskrit, if you have any interest in our certificate, diploma, or master's courses, please feel free to talk to either Anupama Garu or Vasanta Garu. They are the right people who have like all the knowledge and who will be able to guide you in the right way. And I'll also be sharing some information in the chat window. So if any of you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. My name is Mamata Kuchipudi. I'm the Faculty and Student Services Director here. And I will also share the admissions email and the phone number. So please do not hesitate to reach out to us. With that, I will leave the floor to Anupama Garu to start the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Mamta Garu. So today, my topic that I am going to present is Management Principles in Sanskrit Literature. So before going into the core topic, first let us understand what Sanskrit literature, what are the genres of Sanskrit literature and so on. We have in Sanskrit literature, the entire literature can be broadly classified into two granthas, that is Lakshana Granthas and Laksha Granthas. Granthas is a simple language, simple Sanskrit language where it denotes a book, a textbook, a scripture, anything can be a grantha. So, Lakshana Grantha, the name itself suggests Lakshana is one which depicts the features, characteristic features of a book. For example, if someone says this is poetry, what makes it to be poetry? Why is it poetry? How is it poetry? If some other book is said to be prose, what is prose? What are its characteristic features? What is the content? What is the shape of the content, etc.? All these lakshanas are depicted in those kind of granthas, starting from Bharatamuni's or still later Vyasa's Agni Purana, Bharatamuni's Natya Shastra, Bhamaha's Kavya Alankara, and Mammata's Mammata's Kavya Prakasha, Dhvanya Loka of Anandavardhana. So many granthas, Lakshana granthas are available to us, where they depict the nature, whether it is the nature of a genre of literature or the variety of the Nayika, the language, and so many things. And then the next one is Laksha Granthas. Lakshya means general meaning is aim. Whatever these Lakshana Granthas depict, these Laksha Granthas aim at, or it can be vice versa also. Based on the Laksha Granthas, the Lakshanika Karas might have given the characteristic features. So Laksha Granthas are the general fictional and non-fictional Granthas, the books, which can be categorized again. There are genres in this literature, that is in a broad category. The genre of Laksha Grantha will be Shravya Kavya and Drishya Kavya. Shravya Kavya is that which is heard and understood. In olden days, we didn't have this practice of recording, writing it down, etc. So Shravya, whatever they hear, they grasp it and learn it, or rather enjoy it also through its aesthetic perspective. Then Drishya Kavya is the one which is watched and enjoyed or understood. So this is the broad classification, and in this Shravya Kavya, we have again Padya Kavya, that is poetry, Gadya Kavya, that is prose, Champu Kavya, that is the blend of both prose and poetry. And again, there are sub-classifications in Padya, Gadya, and there are varieties of Champu Kavyas also. And if we come to Drishya Kavya again, it is, as I mentioned, it is same like our the modern theater. So whatever is watched and then perceived and enjoyed or understood is Drishya Kavya. So here, Rupakam and Uparupakam are the categories. And in Rupakam, we have our very, very prominent one, the Natakam. Rupakam has got 10 classifications again, but the Natakam has become popular. Somebody is watching some drama, theater art, then immediately we say it is Natakam. Though there are 10 other varieties, 9 other varieties apart from Natakam. So this has become prominent. So when we call Drishya Kavya, once in the modern era, once we say Natakam, people easily understand Natakam or theater art. So this is in brief about the genres of Sanskrit literature. So, what the language was or is, as I mentioned, the name Sanskrit literature. So, the language is obviously in Sanskrit language, which is said to be a refined language, a very, very pious and pure and refined language. So once, if someone has to know the content, if someone has to wants to enjoy the aesthetics or the nuances of the subject, then one should know the Sanskrit language. Though the translations are available, yet the originality nobody can replace, or no book can replace the original one. So it is encouraged to know the Sanskrit language to understand the intricacies or the nuances of any of these genres. In general, Sanskrit literature promotes some concepts, whether you take Valmiki Ramayana, Vyasa's Bharata, or Kalidasa's works, any work is said to be a treasure of knowledge. These books, these granthas, they promote the Indianness, Bharatiyata, and what it contains. It contains the cultural roots of Bharat, the civilization, how ancient Bharat was, what is the civilization, etc. And the tradition, heritage, and knowledge systems. Nowadays, it's a fashion word, a fancy word called Indian knowledge systems, where one can see all these genres there. So, all the knowledge systems they promote, and then value system. The utmost concept that any Indian literature deals with is value system. We can call it as as a token word, as a coined word. We can call it as Purushartha. That is Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. All these Dharma, Artha, Kama you read, whether it is this romantic story or any other dharmic grantha, anything. At the end, Antatogatva, at the end, it deals with the Purushartha. They promote Purushartha because this Purushartha is the one which any mankind can lead and should lead in one's own life. And by following all this, it also promotes eternal pathway. Eternal pathway is the one, the lakshya of any mankind. One of these purusharthas, that is moksha. So all these are the components or the contents of our in Indian granthas. Let it be a romantic story, let it be an ethical story, a philosophical one, anything, whether it is fictional, non-fictional, whether it is a Lakshana Grantha or a Lakshya Grantha, whether it is shaped in the form of poetry, prose, whatever the text is, whatever the content is, the book, the work is embedded with all these aspects governing cultural roots, civilization, tradition and heritage, knowledge systems, value system, and eternal pathway. And our ancient scriptures are said to be, let it be the scriptures, let it be the normal fictional work also. They are said to be the one which promote jnana, knowledge. We call it as jnana nidhi, treasure of knowledge. Then what kind of jnana it is? See, it is age old. Way back in the first century or fourth century, way back it was composed or compiled or written. Then how can you say that? How one can say that these works contain treasure of knowledge? Because there is a word in Sanskrit language that is, of course, these works promote jnana, jnana nidhi. But what sort of jnana? These promote a sanatana jnana, sanatana dharma. We have a wonderful word given in Sanskrit language, sanatana. So, what is this sanatana? The moment someone hears this sanatana, if they interpret in their mother tongue, mostly in any Indian language, then one can say that, oh, Sanatana means a synonym of Puratana. Puratana means old, ancient, which is absolutely wrong. It is a myth that the word Sanatana means Puratana. Sanatana has its own meaning, has its own stand. Sanatana means Nitya Nutana. Nitya Nutana means it is always, always new. Even if you talk after 100 years about this language, about the content of the ancient literature, then it will be undoubtedly Sanatana, that is Nitya Nutana. So, to summarize this Sanatana word, it means our treasure of knowledge, being a Sanatana, is applicable to any generation, any yuga. These scriptures can be used in any sort of mode, and whether you bring out AI to the modern world, still this treasure of knowledge is undoubtedly Sanatana. So now coming back to my topic, today's topic, that is principles of management in Sanskrit literature. Now we have three participants here, Aparna Garu, Sujana Garu, and Kavita Garu. Can anyone say what the word principle in Sanskrit? Is there any guess?
सिद्धान्तमयी सिद्धान्त
Siddhanta. And anything else? Siddhanta, yes.
सूत्र
Yes, please.
సూత్ర అవచ్చా తెలీదండి గెస్సింగ్
Stotra. No, no, Kal.
అదే ధర్మం గురించి సత్యం ధర్మం.
Very good. Dharma. The word dharma stands for principle.
Yeah.
Whether you take a household or any other at the workplace, or as a child, or as a daughter, as a son, as a father, whatever the role is, whatever the designation is, If it is an organization, an institution, or a temple, whatever it is, how one should be. Idam itham, this should be thus, is said to be a principle which is coined as dharma in Sanskrit. Whether you talk about management, whether you talk about medicine, whether you talk about any romance, you know, romance in Sanskrit is very, very pious in Indian tradition. It is a Shastra, Kama Shastra. So, whatever the subject, whatever the topic, there is a principle embedded with it. There is a dharma. And that we are going to discuss today what this management principles, that is the dharma, embedded or governed with the concept called management. Okay. Now, what is, in general, tell me, do not go for definitions. You need not go for any sort of definitions. Tell me, what is the meaning of management? What do you understand by the word management?
నిర్వహణ,
Yes, please.
నిర్వహణ ఏదైనా
Nirvahana.
కాదు.
Correct. Correct. Nirvahana. It is also a Sanskrit word. Very good. Anything else?
Hmm. Same thing. Sthitaprajna? No.
The
It's all,
Yajamanyam,
yes, please.
Yajamanyam,
Ha, in a way, yes. Yajamanyam, in a way, yes. The leadership, yes. In a way, correct. Correct. Bachapar. So, in general, management means as a household, as a homemaker, as a housewife, or as an employee, as a daughter, as a son, as a father, as a mother, as a daughter-in-law. We have so many roles in our lives. We get sometimes, or many a times, we get conflict, which one to be followed, whether this or that, which one priority should be given to which one. All this we manage to get along with our own family, with ourselves, with our neighborhood, with the society. We manage, we handle. So, management means handling, by giving the priority, by understanding what should be done first, how it should be done without affecting others, without affecting our own life, our own mental status, and so on. How we handle, that is nothing but manage. So, management is the ability to use right judgment. Which one first? To do this, what should I do? What is my role? What is my participation? What is my contribution? How we manage things, how we handle things. So, and while handling the judgment, the right judgment is, it plays a vital role. How? Which one should I do the first? Who should be given the priority? And how it should be handled? How I will not, or how any individual will not be into trouble. And because of that individual also, how the surroundings, the environment, the neighborhood should not be in trouble. All this comes under management to lead the life smoothly, whatever the role we are handling. And it is the ability to discriminate between favorable and unfavorable situations. You take the example of your own life, whether it is your personal life, your professional life, Everywhere we get into the conflicts. Should I do this? Should I not do this? If I do this, somebody may get hurt, somebody may be in trouble, but I have to follow dharma, I have to follow the ethics, all this. So, winning over all this is nothing but management. It's a knowing between the favorable and unfavorable, the wanting and unwanting, and taking a decision with conscience and while following dharma. That's where our dharma comes. As a mother, as a child, as a daughter-in-law, as a son, as a father, so many we have. And when it comes to organization, it is mundane again. So all these comes under management, managing things. So to act accordingly that favors an individual, the society, and the surroundings. To lead a peaceful and an amicable life that is helpful for us, that favors us as an individual and also our surroundings. This is what, in general, the word management is. Now, we understood the word principle, that is dharma, and we also understood the word management. Now, we have to see what these principles of management in Sanskrit literature. Is there any guess from you all that there is a book of management in Sanskrit literature? If so, what is that book? Is there any such book? Any guess?
మహాభారతంలో మేనేజ్మెంట్ ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ ఉన్నాయని విన్నానండి.
ఏదైనా పుస్తకం ఉందా? Is there any book? Now, if you ask our modern MBA students, they are management students, right? BBA, MBA students. So if you ask, they'll tell some authors like Jim Collins, Daniel Pink, John Carter. So many books are available.
చాణక్యుడి అర్థశాస్త్రం.
Is it just about management, Chanakya's Arthashastra?
ఇట్స్ ఆల్సో అబౌట్ ఎకనామిక్స్.
సో మీరు చాలా దగ్గరలో ఉన్నారు. ఇంకా ప్లీజ్ ఇంకా ట్రై చేయండి. సో మనకి ఏమైనా అలాంటి పుస్తకాలు ఉన్నాయా? చాణక్యుడి అర్థశాస్త్రము. Chanakya's Arthashastra is again treasure of knowledge. It deals with economics, public administration, political science, management, and so many. So, from if you take Chanakya's Arthashastra, this chapter is about economics. This chapter is about political science. You cannot say like that. So, you mentioned, I think Sujana Garu mentioned about Mahabharata, about Arthashastra. Any other clue that we have? Do we have such books in ancient Indian literature?
Shastras, darshanas.
Darshanas, they deal with philosophy.
Oh,
Okay. So, if you ask, if any modern student, modern generation asks about, list out the books on management from ancient literature, then the answer will be no. We don't have a direct book called Management Principles in Sanskrit Literature. But if again the answer is no, that is also not a correct answer. Whatever,
భగవద్గీత.
whether it is what is Ramayana of Valmiki, what it offers, what Mahabharata of Vyasa offers. If you ask any like a child about Ramayana, one can say that any ignorant person rather, one can say that yes, it is a story of Rama and Sita, how Rama killed Ravana. Or if you ask about Mahabharata, one can say that it is a fight between the brothers, Kauravas and Pandavas, and how Pandavas won over Kauravas. This will be the answer. But don't please,
భగవద్గీతలో
it is the correct
మేనేజ్మెంట్ ఉంది
answer.
కదండి.
Yes, yes.
సారీ, భగవద్గీతలో కృష్ణుడు మేనేజ్మెంట్ గురువు అని అంటారు. కృష్ణ ఇస్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ గురువు అని నేను ఒక స్పీచ్ విన్నాను.
అవన్నీ ఎవరో చెప్పినవి, కానీ మీకు సాక్షాత్ గ్రంథంలో ఉన్నాయా?
భగవద్గీతలో ఉంటాయండి కొన్ని ప్రిన్సిపల్స్.
ఎలా? హౌ?
అంటే జ్ఞానయోగంలో ఉండే గహనో కర్మని అలాంటివి
ఎక్కడా మేనేజ్మెంట్ అన్న వర్డ్ వాడలేదు.
వాడలేదు.
సో యువర్ ఆన్సర్ ఈజ్ రైట్ దో. మీరు కరెక్ట్ గా చెప్పారు. రామాయణ, మహాభారత ఆర్ ఎనీ లిటరేచర్, యు టేక్ ఎనీ లిటరేచర్ ఫ్రమ్ సంస్కృత్ వరల్డ్, they seem to be like stories. సీతారాముల కథ, పాండవుల కౌరవుల కథ అని చూడగానే అనిపించవచ్చు. బట్ it is all how we interpret. It is all how we take, how we perceive. So if you take Ramayana, Arsha Kavya, both Ramayana and Mahabharata, it is not a mere story. They both are just at superficial level, we can see a story there. It's an ocean. They both are like the ocean. వెళ్తున్న కొద్దీ లోతు ఉంటుంది. So how we interpret, how we perceive. Now you give that to a physics person, knowing Sanskrit, physics person will derive knowledge of physics. Similarly, chemistry, similarly, economics, public administration, and in the same lines, management. So the source is the story, no doubt, the kavyam, and from that kavya, from that epic or any other literature, it is how we interpret, it is how we perceive, it is how we apply. Whether you take Vedic literature, any Puranas, Upanishads, or the Arsha Kavyas, Ramayana and Mahabharata, or the Adhunika Kavyas, the classical literature, any literature, if we are able to interpret, then we can utilize the treasure of knowledge in any subject. We can get Ayurveda from this literature. We can get anything like chemistry, physics, biology, environmental sciences, and also political science, economics, public administration, what not. Hence, they are called as treasure of knowledge. So, it is my endeavor that from these epics, I try to interpret from it can be from a character, whether you take Rama, Dharmaraja, Bhima, Bhishma, anyone. It can be Ravana, it can be Sita, any character. One can bring out the management principles because it is how they handled, it is how they managed, and the same can be applied to organizations, institutions, boardrooms, anywhere they can be applied. So, in these lines, Sanskrit literature offers a culturally deep model for leadership. It is not just a leadership, culturally rooted, and management skills, that is both value-centric and transformative. See, always, time and again, I am repeating this word called value-centric. That means all our literature focuses upon dharma, the purushartha. That's why they are value-centric. And they are transformative because they are sanatana. They are used even in the modern world. So these learnings can be applied in context to personality development, stress management, leadership principles, employee behavior, etc. Anything you take that can be applied to the modern organizations or institutions. So the content of our literature is truly helpful in understanding what if scenarios and act accordingly. What if? What if I do this? What if I don't do this? How it affects the future effect. And that's how any character or any content or any incident from our ancient literature can be interpreted and applied to the modern sciences. So, this literature, the entire literature of Sanskrit, all the genres, can or enable one to identify core entrepreneurial traits such as self-awareness, humility, discipline, ethical foresight, leadership qualities, entrepreneurship, etc. So I have got some instances from mainly from Ramayana and Mahabharata where I have taken some incidents or instances or some characters and then tried to interpret them, which is useful to the management world, organizations. And I'm very, very happy and proud to say that two of our students from Aria University, from Sanskrit department, are doing their research in this management principles from ancient works. I'll give you the details later after completing some instances. So, first let us start with Srimad Ramayanam because it is Adi Kavyam composed by Maharshi Valmiki. Now, the first example here I've taken is Rama's exile and acceptance. Today, Rama was asked to coronate. He was about to coronate, and the next moment, he was asked to move to the exile, Vanavasa. Then, as a young person, as an eldest son, with so many dreams to become a prince, to rule the kingdom, with so many dreams in his mind, what was his stature then when he was asked to quit from the throne and move out of the palace and go to and lead a life in Vanavasa? What his reaction would be? Then this scenario, of course, we all know the story. Rama accepted it gracefully and he he had quit the palace, the kingdom, the kingship, and went to Vanavasa. So, how do you apply this incident to the organization? So, here it comes accepting organizational decisions with less friction. Underline the words less friction. So within no time, he was brave enough to accept the happenings. So if suddenly when in an organization we are working, where we are working with so many dreams, so much of passion, suddenly some organizational decision comes, then this Rama's role during exile, where he was announced that no more coronation, you have to go to the forest for 14 years. How a person should handle, manage, will give is a glaring example for any person working in an organization. Suddenly anything can happen. Somebody can be put on bench, somebody can be removed from a particular role, assigned some other target, anything can happen. So this Rama's exile and acceptance, this particular incident can be a wonderful example for any person working in any corporate world or any organization rather. Now the next example, Sita's abduction and fire ordeal. Now see here, Sita was abducted And Rama also was in a pathetic condition, knowing the fact, and Sita also was in a pathetic condition. Same again, management comes here. If you see Sita's role, how did she handle? If you see Rama's role, how did he handle? Was he alone there to go and fight, to go and find out? No, he faced lot of struggle. He underwent lot of struggle and pain, both mentally and physically. So, what made him to achieve the target? It is nothing but public relations. He met the Vanaras, he met Sugriva, had a public relation there, give and take policy, doing favor and then getting favor. And then he had won over Sugriva's team, entire team. This is what public relations. And if we talk about Sita's Ashokavana, the scene of Ashokavana, how she handled. Though they were totally Rakshasis around her, the demoness, she made friendship with them, and then she handled. Though they were core Rakshasis, they helped her. So that's what gracefully handling public relations, whatever the situation is. If somebody is encountered with a problem, then how that problem is handled. So this is what the episode of abduction gives us a glaring example of public relations. Yes, there comes a problem. How is it handled? Without Sugriva and his team, Rama couldn't have reached to Lanka. He wouldn't have known. So, it is nothing about ego here. Only public relations, handling people, doing favors and getting favors. And then next, Hanuman's journey to Lanka. And see, this is the topic where one of our students, our MA students of Aria University is working on management principles, how Hanuman handled it. He's working for his MA dissertation, research in MA. See, wonderfully, here you can see how Hanuman handled. It's not just Hanuman. Here I would like to give 2, 3 examples. Rama was in a very, very dilemma, perplexed situation. Where can I find Sita? Then they have to send someone. Then Rama, though he is a lord, whatever, he's a king, Kshatriya, whatever, he was not so egoist that he chose Hanuman. No, he did not. Please read Kishkinda Kanda of Valmiki. He approached Sugriva because he was a king there. Sugriva was a king there, not Rama. So he approached Sugriva and asked for a right person. You have so many able persons, able Vanaras are there. But he asked Sugriva, could you give me a right person to accomplish this task? And Sugriva, being unbiased, he was a king being unbiased. All his team members are very much close to him, might be. Yet he chose Hanuman. There were so many other able Vanaras. Yet because that is what leadership is. Hundreds of employees will be there. But a right leader will know whom to choose, who is the right person. Because it is nothing but mera tera. This mine, no mamakara here. The target to be accomplished. That's it. That's what the organization wants. And again, when the target is given to Hanuman, Rama took the help of Sugriva and the target is given to Hanuman. And Hanuman, again, no pride, no hambhava at all. See, wonderful characters. No ahankara, no ego. Acha, ఇంతమందిలో నన్నే select చేశారు. I'm the great. No such feeling. He was down to earth. And then again another team member called Jambavan, being a senior most team member, he did not keep quiet. He suggested, he gave instructions to Hanuman. This is how you should handle, this is how Upadesha. Wonderfully, Jambavan gives instructions. And Hanuman also, down to earth, being down to earth, he listens. It is because it is an energy given by a senior team member. And then Hanuman gets confidence and then moves to Lanka. Lanka, he doesn't know that there is someone, Sita is in Lanka. Unknowingly, he moves and he finds out. So, this Hanuman's journey is acting when really needed. If a team leader enters, no, I won't do it, I can't do it, then the team suffers, the organization suffers. So, this is how we can interpret. Valmiki did not say there are management lessons here, there is physics here, there is chemistry here, there is economics here. Valmiki gave us the treasure of knowledge, an ocean. It all depends on us how much we bring out from that ocean, how we perceive, how we interpret, and how we apply. Then the next incident is Lakshmana serving service during exile. And see, we'll have so many team members. One will always be like a backbone. Are you able to do this? Do you need any help? Just text me, I'm there. This is what the role of Lakshmana was. He was, though a brother, a loyal brother, yet a backbone to Rama. He was not asked, Lakshmana was not asked to go for the exile. Still, he made sure that he follows Rama. So, this loyalty, this integrity, mehuna, yes, I'm there. Though we are not interested in that teamwork. This is the example where the team can grow, other team members can get the confidence, can get the support. Now, this one, Kaikeyi's demand for Rama's exile. Yes, sir. Every team will have a person called Kaikeyi. Every team will have a person called Manthara. No doubt about it. Whenever there is a large scale of organizations, how we handle it? See, if you take the example of Dasharatha, he was succumbed. He was a victim under the pressure. If you take the example of Kaushalya, she was absolutely moderate, neutral. Though she was pathetic, she was sorrowful, yet she handled it in a graceful way. So all these characters or the examples, if somebody is like succumbed like Dasharatha, what is the after effect? After taking the decision, Dasharatha took the decision. But what is the after effect? He was prone to death. He couldn't handle it. The same thing, as a mother, Kaushalya must have got more grief. Yet, how Kaushalya handled it? So it all depends, as very first I mentioned, it is about the situation, how we handle it, how we manage it. So there are some more examples like Bharata's refusal of the throne. Yes, everybody will be craving about the chair. I want the position. I am the senior. I want the position. But how Bharata handled it? No selfishness at all. Selfless. He did not deny ruling the kingdom. He ruled the kingdom, but not he himself as a king. He was he placed Rama's Padacharana and then he ruled the kingdom, giving it to the name of Rama himself. So this is how each and every character can be analyzed, understood, interpret, and then apply. Then I have some more examples. So we can take so many examples like Vibhishana's. How Vibhishana, though he belonged to Ravana's family, he was abide by the dharma. He knew that Ravana, his brother, was wrong, and then he he followed only the path of dharma. Then Indrajit, sometimes sudden action. The way Indrajit fought in the war, that sudden leadership qualities, that sudden action helps the team to grow. And then, yes, I have some examples from Mahabharatam, the game of dice. How each and everyone, see, if you take the example of Duryodhana, how he mishandled it by misusing the power. If you take the example of Dharmaraja, the character of Dharmaraja, how he was victim being not being in a dharmic path. Just because he was a victim of the vices. How vices will, it's the best example, how vices will uh, destroy any person. So always the addictions, vices, how wrong they are. And then Arjuna's dilemma. Yes, somebody, I think Sujana Garu was mentioning about Bhagavad Gita. Not just Jnana Yoga or Karma Yoga, the entire Bhagavad Gita is about management. So when Arjuna was in dilemma, yes, so many team members will be in a dilemma. Can I do this? Can I handle this? Then that's where the leaders should encourage the way Krishna handled it. Arjuna was being a warrior, a great warrior. He wanted to quit. Quitting is not the option. So it is how Krishna handled. It is how Sugriva handled. It is how Rama handled. These are the wonderful examples where one can bring out the management principles. And then Bhishma's vow, the Shapatha of Bhishma. It is not about his personal life. He did for his family. So there will be some acts from a team member which is absolutely to be done for the team, not for personal sake. That's what integrity is. Then Karna's return of armor, how Karna's sacrifices. He didn't bother. Yes, if I remove my armor, my kavacha, I'll be in trouble. He didn't bother. He was into his ethics, his principles. Similarly, Ashwatthama's revenge, always the uh, angry, the lust, all these will destroy the emotional intellect in any leadership. Ashwatthama was unethical because just he was a Brahman, an intellect, yet he had no control on his emotions. That's where his team's destruction, I don't say his destruction, it's team's destruction. The way he handled Upapandavas, the way he took revenge, all this can be connected to emotional intelligence in leadership. So we can take so many examples. Since we are running out of time, I can say, yes, I can list out these. Even Abhimanyu, it's a wonderful example where the trainees, nowadays, not the modern generation, after completing the BTech or BE, whatever the course, they'll be so excited. Yes, I got this package and I'm an engineer now. That's fine, that's good, that's your ability, but you should also be learning the reverse management, the reverse training. This is where Abhimanyu failed. No doubt he was a wonderful warrior, but he did not know how to return back. from the Chakravyuha. And that's where the enemies took a chance and deceitfully he was killed. And if Abhimanyu would have known or would have taken the permission of some seniors, he himself took a hasty decision. Yes, I need to go, I need to fight. And then he was the victim. So it's also a wonderful example for new trainees where without knowing, without giving a future thought, if they hastily take any decision and it will be a disaster to the organization. So in this way, one can see the examples and all these examples, what I have said, can be taken for team members, team leaders, etc. Now, if we talk about leadership, then in Indian literature, leadership, if we see through the lens of Indian literature, Sanskrit literature, leadership is a delicate balance. Tarzu. It's a very, very delicate balance. And these contents are timeless. As I said, Sanatana, they are timeless. Anytime we can use timeless model of dharmic leadership. That's why management for us is dharma. If we follow this word dharma, if that is our management, there is no destruction at all. So, if we consider these topics, if we interpret in this way, then it's not just for ancient kingdom, but we can use them in boardrooms, startups, institutions, organizations, any corporate society. And for a leader, the best quality is humility and power. Both, that's why I said a delicate balance. In one tarazo, we can put humility and in the other shakti, power. Use humility and at the same time power. Then the team will grow. And it's not just understand that it's not about authority. Sugriva was a king, Rama must be an emperor. Yet, see the humility in Rama's character. Wherever he has to bend down, he was down to earth. And then wherever he had to use the power, he used it. Of course, following Dharma, again, our management. So, a true leadership lies in the dynamic equilibrium. And then our leadership qualities and all are rooted in empathy, but ready to act decisively with when dharma demands. When dharma demands, there is no apana, there is no paraya. You're unbiased. That's all. So when it comes to a strong leader, for me it is Krishna, Lord Krishna, who is a divine strategist, a loving guide, and a fearless warrior. He knew whom to place where. He never was in a role. He was just a charioteer. If he wanted, he would have become a king and emperor. But he was never. That's what the leader is. Always tries to see the growth of the team, giving opportunities to the team. That's where the organization grows. So, in this way, a leader can be a love for every soul, wisdom deeper than oceans, justice in every decision, grace in the middle of war, strength without pride, detachment from ego, truthfulness even when it hurts, and a smile that calmed storms. See the way if we recollects Krishna's character, we can immediately remember his smile. So in these lines, you take any book, I've just listed out Panchatantra, Shukana's Upadesha. If you take any grantha, any book, whether it is fictional, non-fictional, we can bring out management principles. We can interpret and apply them to the modern world. So in this way, it is not just a story of a hero and a heroine. It can be anything that we perceive, that we analyze, that we understand, and that we apply. So in the conclusion, I would like to bring out a small subhashitam. It seems to be a small subhashitam, but it has got its weightage in that meaning. Amantram aksharam nasti. Nasti moolam anaushadam. Ayogya purusho nasti yojakastatra durlabha. Ha, amantram aksharam nasti. Nasti moolam anaushadam. Ayogya purusho nasti yojakastatra durlabha. So, aksharam is alphabet. The alphabet that we learn, all these alphabet. There is no such alphabet which has not, which does not have the power of mantra. Amantram aksharam nasti. Then, nasti moolam anaushadam. Moolam means root. You take any root. In our Telugu language, we say pichi chettu, pichi mokka. There is no such root called as pichi mokka. Every root has the features of aushadha. Ayogya purusha nasti. There is no person, a person born who can be called as a useless fellow. There is no such person. If somebody excels in mathematics, some other excels in physics, some other may excel in arts. So ayogya purusha nasti. Then what is lacking? Yojakastatra durlabhaha. The person who can interpret, who can assign, who can align, who can apply is very, very difficult to get. Which mantra in which akshara, very few people, very few scholars know. Which root has got which aushadam, very rare Ayurvedic doctors know. So similarly, Ramayana means it's not just story of Rama and Sita, how Rama killed Ravana. Mahabharata means it's not just story of Kauravas and Pandavas, how they fought and how Pandavas won over. No, there is more, much more. You take any Upanishad, you take any Purana, any literature, any genre. It is all about how we understand, how we perceive, how we interpret, how we analyze, and how we apply. That's why these scriptures, the content of these scriptures, the knowledge is said to be Sanatana, which means Nitya Nutana. With this, I conclude my presentation. And if there any questionnaire, any discussion, we can definitely have.
మీ ప్రెజెంటేషన్ లో ఇచ్చిన పాయింట్స్ ప్రెజెంటేషన్ షేర్ చేయగలుగుతారండి? దట్స్
ఏ పాయింట్
రియల్లీ గుడ్.
డౌట్
డౌట్ ఏం లేదు. దట్స్ రియల్లీ గుడ్. లైక్ రామాయణం నుంచి, భారతం నుంచి మీరు కొన్ని సీన్స్ తీసి వాటికి కంక్లూషన్ రాశారు కదా చివర్లో, వాట్ టు లెర్న్ ఫ్రమ్ దట్ సీన్ అని. అది నచ్చింది నాకు. అది నాకు ఈ స్క్రీన్ నేను ఫోన్ లో వింటున్నాను, సరిగ్గా చూడలేకపోయాను. అది ప్రెజెంటేషన్ ఏమైనా షేర్ చేయడానికి అవుతుందా మీకు? దట్స్ రియల్లీ
I
గుడ్.
can answer that question, Anupama garu.
Yeah.
Sujana garu, this is recorded and we'll be sharing
Oh.
this video on our web
Okay.
page. So you can rewatch it.
షూర్ షూర్. టేబుల్ చాలా బాగుంది ఆవిడ రాసిన. భారతంలో ఘట్టాలు, రామాయణంలో ఘట్టాలు తీసుకుని వాటి నుంచి మేనేజ్మెంట్ ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ చెప్పారు చూడండి, అది నాకు చాలా నచ్చింది ఆ పాట.
థ్యాంక్స్ అండి.
నిజంగానే ఒక కొత్త న్యూ అవుట్లుక్ ఒకటి ఇచ్చారు అనుపమ, చాలా బాగుంది.
థ్యాంక్స్ అండి. థ్యాంక్స్ మేడం.
అంటే రామాయణాన్ని రామాయణంగా చదవటం, భారతాన్ని భారతంగా చదవడం కాకుండా ఒక ప్రెసెంట్ డే సిచ్యువేషన్స్ కి వాటిని ఇట్లా అప్లై చేసుకోవడం అనేటువంటిది ఒక కొత్త ప్రక్రియగా లాగా అనిపించింది నాకు. బాగుంది చాలా. కానీ అభిమన్యుడికి రివర్స్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ తెలియదనడం అనేటువంటిది అదొక్కటి కొంచెం నాకు. అభిమన్యుడిని మేము నీ వెనకాల ఉంటాము అని చెప్పి అష్యూర్ చేశారు జనం. దాంతో అతను జనం మీద గుడ్డి నమ్మకం పెట్టుకోకూడదు అన్న పాయింట్ అయితే కరెక్ట్.
అంటే లేదు మేడం, అభిమన్యుడు వీళ్ళకి ఆ, ఆ, ధర్మరాజు చెప్తాడు, ఆగు ఇప్పుడు రైట్ టైం కాదు వెళ్ళకు అని చెప్తాడు. చెప్పినా
ఉమ్.
కూడా అక్కడ తనకి ఆపర్చునిటీ కనిపిస్తుంది. కనిపించేసరికి ఓకే నేను వెళ్ళిపోతున్నాను అని ఇంకా పెద్దవాళ్ళకి చెప్పకుండా వెళ్ళిపోతాడు. ఆ
అఫ్
వెళ్ళినప్పుడు
కోర్స్
రిటర్న్ రాకపోవడం అనేది రివర్స్ మేనేజ్మెంట్. అక్కడ అతను
అంటే
ఫెయిల్ అవుతాడు. అతనికి ఆ
అతను తన
నాలెడ్జ్.
వెనకాల వచ్చేటువంటి జనం మీద నమ్మకం పెట్టుకున్నాడు. తన వెనకాల మహామహులు ఉన్నారు. ఈ ఉన్నవాళ్ళు ఎవరు తక్కువ వాళ్ళు కాదు. భీముడు, నకుల సహదేవులు, ధర్మరాజు, మహావీరులు, ధృష్టద్యుమ్నుడు.
అదే మేడం, అక్కడే చిన్న
ఉమ్.
తప్పిదం ఏంటంటే వాళ్ళందరూ డిస్కస్ చేస్తారు, అభిమన్యుడు వెళ్ళాల్సిందే అని డిస్కస్ చేస్తారు, కానీ టైం అనౌన్స్ చేయరు ఇంకా. ఇప్పుడు వెళ్ళు అని చెప్పరు, చెప్పకుండానే అతను వెళ్ళిపోతాడు. అది ఒక యంగ్ బ్లడ్ లో ఉంటుంది, ఆ ఎంతూజియాజం ఉండి ఉంటుంది.
అది
కానీ అక్కడ టీం అనేసరికి హూమ్ షుడ్ బి ఇన్ఫార్మ్డ్, హూ సపోర్ట్ షుడ్ బి టేకెన్. అండ్ ఎంటర్ అవ్వడం ఒకటే కాదు, రివర్స్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ కూడా తెలుసుకోవాలి. సో సమ్
అది
టైమ్స్
అతని
ఓవర్
దగ్గర ప్లాన్
కాన్ఫిడెన్స్
లేదు,
ఆల్సో.
ప్లాన్ లేకుండానే వెళ్ళిపోయాడు.
ప్లాన్ లేకుండా వెళ్ళిపోయాడు. అది యంగ్ జనరేషన్ కి మంచి ఎగ్జాంపుల్. అది ఇలా కాకుండా మీరు నాలుగు వైపులా చూసుకుని వెనక్కి రావడం కూడా తెలుసుకునేలాగా ఉండాలని, అది యంగ్ జనరేషన్ కి ఎగ్జాంపుల్.
అలాగే కొన్ని ఫెయిల్యూర్స్ కూడా ఉన్నాయి కదండి, అవి కూడా తీసుకోవాల్సింది ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్. మీరు
ప్రతిదీ
అన్ని
ప్రతిదీ
సక్సెస్ఫుల్
ప్రతిదీ తీసుకోవచ్చు. ఇప్పుడు దశరథాది
యా.
నేను ఫెయిల్యూర్ దృష్టిలోనే తీసుకున్నాను, ఆఫ్టర్ ఎఫెక్ట్. ఒక
ఓకే.
డెసిషన్ తీసుకున్నాక దాని మీద నిలబడి ఉండాలి. ఆఫ్టర్ ఎఫెక్ట్ అనేది అంత గ్రీఫ్ లోకి వెళ్ళిపోయి
రైట్.
మమకారం పెట్టుకుని మానసికంగా కుంగిపోయి అలాగా ఉండకూడదు. దేనికైనా ఇఫ్ సంథింగ్ సమ్ డిస్ట్రక్షన్ హ్యాపెన్స్, ఆఫ్టర్ ఎఫెక్ట్ అనే దానికి నిలబడేట్టుగా మేనేజ్మెంట్ లో ఉండాలి.
రైట్.
సో
అలాగే
సృజన గారు,
ఒక యా సారీ
చెప్పండి చెప్పండి.
సారీ, మీరేదో చెప్తున్నారు, నేను
ఆ,
మధ్యలో.
ఆమ్, ఇప్పుడు మా ఎంఏ స్టూడెంట్స్ ఈ ఎంఏ చేస్తూ లిటరేచర్లో కొంత జ్ఞానం తెచ్చుకుని కొన్ని సెమిస్టర్స్లో లిటరేచర్ బుక్స్ చదివి ఇప్పుడు ఇలాంటి అవకాశం వాళ్ళు సర్టిఫికేట్ కోర్సు డిప్లొమా చేసి ఎంఏకి వచ్చి కొంత లిటరేచర్ చదివిన మీదట వాళ్ళు వాళ్ళకు ఒక ఆర్యా యూనివర్సిటీ ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తోంది రీసెర్చ్ చేయడానికి. ఆ, ఇప్పుడు ఇంతకు ముందు నేను ఒక బుక్ చెప్పా, శుకనాసోపదేశ. ఈ పుస్తకం మీద మా స్టూడెంట్ ఒక ఆవిడ వర్క్ చేస్తున్నారు, రీసెర్చ్ చేస్తున్నారు. ఇది చూడడానికి ఏముంది, ఒక రాజుకి మంత్రి ఉపదేశిస్తాడు అంతే. బట్ పైకి చూడడానికి అంతే ఉంది స్టోరీ, కానీ షీ హాస్ టేకెన్ ఇట్ ఫర్ మేనేజ్మెంట్, హౌ దోస్ ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ ఆర్ యూస్ఫుల్. So, what I mean to say is, this is how Aria University encourages. అండ్ మేము ఒక ఫ్యాకల్టీ వాళ్ళకి గైడెన్స్ ఇవ్వడానికే కానీ స్వేచ్ఛ, దే హ్యావ్ ఎవ్రీ ఫ్రీడమ్. వాళ్ళంతటి వాళ్ళే అవి చూస్ చేసుకుని మా దగ్గరికి వచ్చారు, నా దగ్గరికి, వసంత మేడం దగ్గరికి. మేడం ఈ టాపిక్ ఎలా ఉంటుంది, నేను ఐఎమ్ ఫ్రమ్ అ కార్పొరేట్ వరల్డ్, ఐ వుడ్ లైక్ టు బ్రింగ్ అవుట్ సంథింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ ఏన్షియంట్ లిటరేచర్ టు ద కార్పొరేట్ వరల్డ్ అని వచ్చి అట్లాగా వాళ్ళు వర్క్ చేస్తూ ఉన్నారు. సో వీ have so many opportunities in our Aria University, where through learning they also gain, they also promote, they also contribute to this society. This is what we give an opportunity to our students. Alage some other student is working on Sundarakanda, management principles in Sundarakanda. So we have so many courses, so many wonderful courses, and so many um, encouraging opportunities that any student, any working persons also can avail. Vasanta ma'am, would you want to share something?
ఎక్కడ లేనిటువంటి అవకాశం ఆర్య యూనివర్సిటీలో ఉన్నది ఏమిటంటే ఇంటర్ డిసిప్లినరీ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ అని చెప్పి చెప్దాం. అంటే మ్యూజిక్ చేస్తున్న వాళ్ళు ఒక కోర్సు సంస్కృతం తీసుకోవచ్చు, సంస్కృతం చేస్తున్న వాళ్ళు ఒక కోర్సు ఈ మ్యూజిక్ కి సంబంధించిన స్క్రిప్చర్స్ ఇట్లాంటివి చేసుకోవచ్చు. అది కాకుండా ఇప్పుడు ఒక వేరే యూనివర్సిటీస్ లో అయితే ఇప్పుడు మ్యూజిక్ చేస్తున్నారనుకోండి, మ్యూజికే చేస్తారు, వాళ్ళకి ఇంకో రకమైనటువంటి అవకాశం ఏది ఉండదు. నేను మ్యూజిక్ డాన్స్ రెండు గురించే చెప్తాను. ఇవి మొత్తం వాళ్ళు పాడాల్సినటువంటి పాటలు లేకపోతే డాన్స్ చేయాల్సినటువంటి కీర్తనలు అన్ని సంస్కృతంలో తెలుగులో ఉంటాయి. వాటి అర్థాలు తెలియవు పెద్దగా. తెలియకుండానే నేను నిన్న ఎవరినో అడిగాను, మానస సంచరే డాన్స్ చేస్తారు కదా మీరు, ఎలా చేస్తారు అని. మొత్తానికి ఏవో చేసేస్తారు, కానీ మానస సంచర బ్రహ్మణి అది తీసుకోవాల్సినటువంటి అర్థం. ఓకే, అది ఎవరికీ తెలియదు. బండగా అర్థం తీసుకుని చేసేస్తారు. అమ్మాయి గట్టిగా నేను ఈ అర్థం చెప్తే అమ్మాయి ఏంటి, మా మాస్టర్ గారు ఏదో ఆయన సెట్ చేశారండి అభినయము, మేము చేసేస్తున్నాము, మీరు ఇప్పుడు అర్థాలు చెప్పి మా అభినయం మార్చేయకండి. సో మీకు ఆర్య యూనివర్సిటీలో ఉన్నటువంటి అవకాశం ఏమిటంటే, ఇట్లా అంటే ఒక సంస్కృతం కోర్స్ తీసుకుని, లేకపోతే మేము ఇంకా ప్లాన్ చేస్తున్నాం ఒక ఈ కోర్స్, స్టాండ్ అలోన్ కోర్స్, అంటే కేవలం ఇట్లా సంస్కృత కీర్తనలు లేకపోతే తరంగాలు ఇలాంటి వాటిని ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసేటట్లుగా ఒక ఇది చేస్తున్నాం. ఇట్లాంటి అవకాశాలు వేరే యూనివర్సిటీస్ లో దొరకవు. సో దీంట్లో మాత్రమే దొరుకుతాయి. ఎందుకంటే ఈ ఇండియన్ ఆర్ట్స్ అన్ని కూడా హ్యాండ్ ఇన్ హ్యాండ్ నడుస్తున్నటువంటిది ఆర్య యూనివర్సిటీ. అది కాకుండా యూనివర్సిటీ మా సాంస్క్రిట్ సిలబస్ ఎలా స్ట్రక్చర్ చేసామంటే, మేము ఒక దాంట్లోకి మీరు ఎంటర్ అయ్యారు అంటే దాన్ని ఇన్ డెప్త్ నాలెడ్జ్ వస్తుంది, కంప్లీట్ ఫుల్ నాలెడ్జ్ వస్తుంది. అంతేకాని దాని ఊరికే సూపర్ఫిషియల్ గా పైన టచ్ చేసి వెళ్ళిపోవడం అనేటువంటిది కూడా. మీరు ఏది తీసుకున్నా, కావ్యాలు తీసుకుంటే కావ్యాలు అలాగే, లేకపోతే శాస్త్రాలు తీసుకుంటే శాస్త్రాలు అలాగే ఫుల్ నాలెడ్జ్ ఇస్తాం. ఒక గ్రంథం తీసుకున్నా, శాస్త్రం అంటే అన్ని పుస్తకాలు చెప్పలేము, ఎక్కడా సాధ్యం కాదు. ఒక గ్రంథం తీసుకున్నాము అంటే దాంట్లో కంప్లీట్ నాలెడ్జ్ వస్తుంది. అంటే వేరే చోట్ల ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే, ప్రతి గ్రంథం నుంచి కొద్ది కొద్దిగా ఉంటుంది, అన్నింటిలోంచి ఒక స్పూన్ వేసి కలిపినట్టుగా ఉంటుంది అన్నమాట. ఇక్కడ అలా మీరు ఏది తీసుకున్నారో యూ విల్ హ్యావ్ కంప్లీట్ నాలెడ్జ్ ఆఫ్ దట్ పర్టిక్యులర్ బుక్.
అండ్ మొత్తము వర్చువల్ కూడా, స్టూడెంట్ కి కన్వీనియంట్ గా ఉండడానికి ఆన్లైన్ వర్చువల్ టీచర్స్ ఆర్ అవైలబుల్ ఆన్ ఫోన్. అండ్ మేము వీక్లీ వన్స్ ఆర్ ట్వైస్ క్లాసెస్ తీసుకున్నాం, అన్ని ఆన్లైన్, ఎగ్జామ్స్ కూడా ఆన్లైన్. సో ఇటు స్టూడెంట్స్ కోఆర్డినేటర్ మమతా గారు కానీ, ఫ్యాకల్టీ కానీ వాళ్ళకి మేము
ఎప్పుడు అవైలబుల్ గా ఉంటారు,
అవైలబుల్ గా ఉండి గైడెన్స్ ఇస్తూ ఉంటాం, ఏది అయితే
నేను
వాళ్ళకి సులభంగా.
నేను ఈ సంవత్సరమే అంటే రేపు రాబోయే ఫాల్ కి ఎంఏ తెలుగుకి రిజిస్టర్ చేసుకున్నానండి,
ఓకే.
అడ్మిషన్ కి ఆర్య యూనివర్సిటీలో. అయితే అండ్ సంస్కృతం నాకు ఓనమాలు కూడా రావు, అసలు ఏమీ తెలీదు. సో
సంస్కృతం
అంటే తెలుగు
ఓనమాలు కూడా రాని
కాదు
వాళ్ళకి
కానీ
బ్రిడ్జ్ కోర్స్ ఉంది.
సర్టిఫికేట్,
సంస్కృతం
డిప్లొమా ఇవన్నీ
ఓనమాలు కూడా
ఉన్నాయి.
రాకపోతే బ్రిడ్జ్ కోర్స్ ఉంది, మీకు ఐల దగ్గర నుంచి నేర్పించి మరీ అలా
ఓకే.
ఓనమాల దగ్గర నుంచి నేర్చుకుని ప్రస్తుతం ఎంఏ చేస్తున్న వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారు మా దగ్గర.
ఓ వెరీ గుడ్, చాలా బాగుందండి. ఇప్పుడు ఈ ఎంఏ
No, I just
తెలుగులోకి
want to.
ఒక వేలు పెట్టాను కాబట్టి కాస్త అది పూర్తయినాక అప్పుడు
I
సంస్కృతం అయితే.
I just want to add one more thing, Sujana garu. You know, we have students who started, like Vasant garu చెప్పినట్టు bridge course చేసి certificate చేసి diploma చేసి masters లో ఉన్నారు. Couple of them actually. So it's really, really.
వాళ్ళు ఇంకా నెక్స్ట్ మాకు పిహెచ్డి రాగానే పిహెచ్డి కూడా వెళ్ళిపోతారు.
సో అలాగే చాలా
చాలా
కోర్సెస్ లో
బాగుందండి.
ఈవెన్ కర్ణాటిక్ మ్యూజిక్ లో కూడా వీ హ్యావ్ స్టూడెంట్స్ హూ హ్యావ్ గాన్ త్రూ దట్ ఎంటైర్ డిఫరెంట్ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ దట్ వీ హ్యావ్. అండ్ యా వాళ్ళ
నాకు ఒక
ఎక్స్పీరియన్సెస్.
క్వశ్చన్ అయితే ఉంది. ఇప్పుడు ఇందాక వసంత లక్ష్మి గారు ఇంటర్ డిసిప్లినరీ అన్నారు కదా, అలా ఎంఏ తెలుగు వాళ్ళు ఎంఏ సాంస్క్రిట్ లో ఏదైనా కోర్స్ చేయడానికి అవుతుందండి? అది ఉందా లేదా ఇప్పుడు
డెఫినెట్గా
రైట్?
చేయొచ్చు. సో ఇట్ వోంట్ బి పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ ఎంఏ తెలుగు ప్రోగ్రామ్, బట్ ఎంఏ తెలుగుకి
ఎలెక్టివ్
10 కోర్సెస్ చేయాలి, అది యూ హ్యావ్ టు డూ ఇట్.
ఓకే.
అపార్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ దట్, ఇఫ్
ఎలెక్టివ్స్
యూ వాంట్
ఉంటాయి
టు
కదా.
టేక్ ఎనీ కోర్స్ యూ కెన్ రిజిస్టర్ అండి, యూ క్యాన్.
ఓ అపార్ట్. ఓకే ఓకే, థ్యాంక్స్ అండి, థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. నేను ఒక్కదాన్నే ఉన్నానని ఆపేస్తారేమో అనుకున్నాను, బట్ మీరు సక్సెస్ఫుల్ గా ఫినిష్ చేశారు మీ ప్రెజెంటేషన్. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్
అంటే
అండి.
అలా కాదు కదా,
ఇట్స్ వెరీ
రికార్డ్
వెరీ
చేస్తే ఇప్పుడు
ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్.
అటెండ్ కాలేని వాళ్ళు తర్వాత చూస్తారు.
చూస్తారు, యా డెఫినెట్గా చూస్తారు. ఐ
అవును
థింక్ ద అదర్ 2 పీపుల్ హ్యాడ్ లైక్ అ హార్డ్ స్టాప్ ఫర్ 1 hour అనుకుంటా. కరెక్ట్గా 7 o'clock ఇద్దరు
కరెక్ట్ గా.
దే లెఫ్ట్
అవును,
ద ఇది. సో ఐఎమ్ షూర్ దే విల్ ఆల్సో బి వాచింగ్ ద రికార్డింగ్ లేటర్.
షూర్ అండి, థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్.
Thank you.
థ్యాంక్స్
Thanks,
అండి
Sujana garu.
అనుపమ గారు,
Thanks, Anupama
వసంత్
garu
గారు.
and Vasanta garu. Beautiful session. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
థ్యాంక్ యూ.